Hi, Rita Zamora here, and today I'm going to talk about the three most important platforms for your practice to be focusing on when it comes to sharing content. Now, if you haven't already, please remember to subscribe to my channel so you can keep up with all of the awesome tips and insight that I share here. So what are the three most important platforms for most dentists and specialists to focus on today? This is a common question I hear. There's a lot of different options. You've got TikTok and Snapchat and LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram, of course. The most important platforms on the planet are Facebook and Instagram when it comes to your dental practice and specialty practice marketing. And if you favor one or the other, I often talk to doctors or office managers, team members that love Instagram and maybe don't necessarily have an interest in Facebook, or vice versa. They love Facebook and don't necessarily have an interest in Instagram. And what I would say in that case is not to let your personal preferences skew your business decisions. You want to make sure that you're making good business decisions that are going to help to support your practice goals. So these are business decisions, not necessarily what's most interesting to you individually. So Facebook owning Instagram, some people are still not aware that Facebook owns Instagram. Those two go together. They're a great combination for you to share your content. If your audience is quite diverse, we're going to see, of course, more young adults and millennials active on Instagram, and we're going to see more mature audiences and also Generation X, which is that generation in between the millennials and the baby boomers that are active on Facebook. We may see the occasional millennial active on Facebook, but they just don't want anyone to know. But we're also seeing a larger baby boomer and senior audience on Facebook, especially since the pandemic, because they've been forced to utilize social media now more than ever because they're physically distanced from friends and family. So you've got great opportunities there. We're going to tend to see more young adults and millennials and young millennial families. And I think as Instagram matures, we're going to continue to see a more diverse audience there as well. Now, the other platform that you need to be focused on for your practice is Google My Business. And you're right, that is not a social media platform, but it is the most important piece of online real estate for your practice. It's where your Google Map and Google reviews live, and that's often one of the first platforms, or the first profiles, I should say, that's going to pop up when people do a Google search for you as the doctor, your name or your practice name, or looking for a practice in their neighborhoods. So it's really important for you to pay attention to that profile. If you don't know how to access that profile, you can simply Google My Business, and you'll get a link to Google's website there where they'll support you in getting access to that profile. And the great news is that you can share content to that profile. It's going to expand the overall real estate that you have available to share content about your practice. So every 7 days, Google will archive that content that you've shared there. So you want to make sure that you're posting content there consistently. So you're posting content consistently to Facebook, Instagram, and Google My Business. If you're a specialist watching this video, you may also want to include LinkedIn. You have the option to share on LinkedIn personal profiles and also LinkedIn company pages. So that, as a specialist, tends to be of particular interest because you may have dentists or other healthcare providers, hygienists, if you get a lot of referrals from them, that might be more active on LinkedIn and not necessarily the other channels. So for most practices, Facebook, Instagram, Google My Business, be sure that you're taking advantage of scheduling calendars, content calendars that are going to allow you to create all of your content for those different platforms in one place. So you're creating all your content in one place and scheduling it all from there. You can, of course, customize it for those different nuances of the different platforms, like using more hashtags for Instagram, that sort of thing, and just adding your own personal touch for each of those different platforms. And we'll talk more about the different tools and technologies that you can use in a future video. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and stay with us to keep up with all of the awesome tips and insight that we have to share here with you. Until next time, stay social and be well.